Welcome to Book Time with Ryan. I am Ryan. Buongiorno. I am doing an artist spotlight of Luigi Serafini. This is the first artist spotlight that I will do that is not associated with an artist that does comic book or graphic novel art. I've already done an unboxing for one Luigi Serafini book. My most popular video on this channel is the unboxing of the 40th anniversary deluxe edition of Codex Serafinianus. And pretty early on in my channel's existence, I had a video that talked about the first edition of Codex Serafinianus. I'll show you both of those today, and the other copy that I have. But Luigi Serafini has also done other books. He did, and this is, I think, in Italian. And I don't really know Italian, but it's Pulcineolopedia. Pulcineolopedia? Pulcineolopedia? Pulcineolopedia. Pulcineollopedia. Today's video is sponsored by the Rosetta Stone. From 1984, and Il Coniglo d'Oro, which is much more recent. I don't have either of those. Maybe someday I will buy one of each. I think the D'Orio is not that expensive. You can get that for $50. The other one's more expensive. But I have, as far as I can tell, the most expensive one, which is Luigi Serafini's Codex Serafinianus. And I will show you first edition, which is done in 2 volumes. This is just a beautiful book. This is a silk cover, gold writing. It's from Franco Maria Ricci, a famous publisher in Italy. And I got this from, I think, Milan, I think. So that was volume 1. Volume 2 is, they come in these clamshell boxes, which are very nice too. But the other one's a little less appropriate. This is volume 2. I'm kind of hesitant to get these out a lot of times. So I told you I did the unboxing. I have a link to that. This is just, I'm not going to get out the whole thing, but this is the clamshell box for the 40th anniversary deluxe edition. But that just gives you an idea of which ones I have. So I have 3. The one we'll look at, and I'll just flip through it so you have an idea of what the art looks like, is from 2013. The first edition is from 1981, and it's 2 volumes. The 40th anniversary is obviously 40 years later, so 2021. And in 2013, there was also another copy that came out. Generally, these are all the same. As each edition comes out, there's more in it. So they add a little bit. I think the best one's the first edition. The other ones are nice, but original is just on another level as far as printing and colors and paper, everything about it. So Luigi Serafini was born in, I think, 34 or 45? I think 45. 1945? That sounds right. I actually looked, but then I forgot. He's an artist, multiple mediums. He does Codex Serafinianus color pencils. He also does 3D art, like sculptures. And then in the 70s, he was walking around the United States from the spring to the fall, or the fall to the spring. No, probably spring to fall. Fall to spring would be uncomfortable in parts of the United States. And was getting ideas of the kind of art that he wanted to do. Later in the 70s, 76, I think, or 78, Luigi Serafini was walking around Europe, kind of had a friend that was a cat, I believe, and started doing some art. And his friends and family wanted to see the art he was doing, and they were trying to figure out, where are we going to sell this stuff? Because it was pretty out there. Well, they decided, let's put it in a book. That's where Codex Serafinianus came from. First edition that you saw, which is signed, as is the 40th anniversary edition. And the idea was that when you're a child and you look at encyclopedias, which for the younger folks that may be watching, it's kind of like Google in paper form with more pictures, and it's basically alphabetized. So when you're a kid and you can't read, you see these cool pictures of pretty random things in the encyclopedia, and you kind of make up a story behind them. And you may even tell your friends, acting like you know what you're talking about. This is what's going on here. But there's nothing really connecting the reality of the photograph and what it is to your story behind it. Codex Serafinianus is basically that experience for everyone, for adults. Once you've learned how to read, you open this up, you see the drawings and the script, which is random and made up by Luigi Serafini, and there's no rhyme or reason to it. Although somebody did discover that the number system is based in 21. So I guess there is some system to it, but there are people who think that the Codex Serafinianus says something. Luigi Serafini has continuously said that it doesn't. But the idea was you would go into Codex Serafinianus, see these really weird looking pictures, and I'll show you them at the end of this, and then make up a story behind it. What's being classified, what's being said about it, what's happening in these pictures. And it became a very weird book that has essentially a cult following. Now, to get the first edition, you're going to spend a couple $1,000s maybe. For anything else, you're looking at between probably $100 and $500, except for the older non-first editions that are in the thousands too. There's no reason to spend thousands of dollars on this book if you don't want to. That's stupid. That's like, obviously there's no reason to buy something if you don't want to, unless, I mean, like somebody's holding a gun to your head, which they shouldn't be doing in this situation. If you just want to see the pictures and you just want to enjoy the story that you make up, there is no reason that you can't buy one of the cheaper versions, because they're done really well. It's by Rizzoli. I have issues with the way they interact with fans because they don't. And I was a little disappointed in the 40th anniversary edition for some reasons, but they still do a nice job with the books. So you look at it, you make up the story. That's what it is. That's the reasoning behind it. Pulcinolopedia is about Pucciano, something, the plays. And then Il Coglio d'Oro, sorry for butchering this language, is, I think, a recipe book. And it's about rabbits. Like, there's all these really cool illustrations of rabbits in it. But I don't know if those illustrations are because it's all about rabbits, or if it's just the theme. I don't know. I don't have it yet, but I might buy it. Luigi Serafini lives in Rome. There's a recent, I think it's not bad, some kind of opinion piece, I guess. I don't know where it is, that his house should be a museum, because a lot of his work is on the walls and then displayed in his house, and it's right across from the Pantheon in Rome. And the Knights of Malta want to take the building back over, so there's a chance that it might be demolished or taken over. I don't know everything behind that, but he has galleries in a few places, but mainly he's out of Rome, and that's where I guess you can take in the rest of his stuff, because he's still doing art, and his art is really out there, and it's really cool. It's just so different than so much of what we're looking at. It kind of reminds me of Hieronymus Bosch, but obviously much newer, and I think you need to take some time just to sit down and look through it and really appreciate what you're looking at. But what we're going to do now is I will just flip through some of the pages of the 2013 copy and just kind of give you an idea of what he's done and what kind of art there is, because it's pretty cool. All right, I'm going to do this one-handed. We'll see how it goes. So the book is, the first two are divided, I think, by subject matter. Since this is all in one book, I can't remember if they divide. Oh, I opened them right to the least appropriate page. These people are doing it and they become alligators. Now this gives you an idea of the script I was talking about. It's not real. I mean, it's real. It's there. But it doesn't mean anything. It's something that Luigi Serafini came up with. And that's where you make up the story about what's going on, what this is showing. More naked people. I should flip to different kind of craft. The colors and the illustrations are just so fun in this. You know, you're kind of asking, what is this doing? Is this to catch a butterfly? Is this to power this craft? Is the butterfly going to go after these flowers and then get stuck in the web? What is this? These are ants. They look like they're flies stuck on some kind of sticky thing. And the wheels are also melting. What does that mean? What does it mean? These people are going inside here. And then this thing is spitting them out into piles. Why? I don't know. Are those even people? Like horses. I don't know what's going on, see? Just don't know. Just don't know what's going on. And that's what this is all about. Coming up with the stories. Are these cells? What is it showing that they're doing? This is two different things. Some kind of, I don't even know what that is. She's walking down the red carpet. I like this one. Little umbrella people. And these are little twine people. They just hang out at the park. So there's just lots of pretty weird art like that. And you're kind of left to decide, what does that mean? What are we seeing here? Some of it's a little grotesque. Some of it's not. But all of it is weird and interesting. And has no right answers. This is one of the famous ones. These are fish that look like eyes looking out, a little water at you. But they're fish. And you can just spend a lot of time looking through, coming with what you think is going on. There are little battle scenes, and there's trees that get up and they remove themselves and walk away. They go and they swim away. Different kinds of fruits or vegetables. And it comes with a codex, a decodex, which really just kind of tells you what Luigi Serafini did, and it was in multiple languages. But the mystery of Codex Serafinianus. This is like Truco cards. They're building a house of cards, I guess. These different kinds of people. So that is Codex Serafinianus, which is Luigi Serafini's most famous work. Like the word Philippines and Filipino, I don't know why it's PH, but then F. I don't know. If you know why that stuff happens, let me know. But that is Codex Serafinianus, and more importantly, that is Luigi Serafini, the artist and author, and my focus for my artist spotlight today.
Eyes, blind, senseless, and he goes so cold and visa. Eyes, freezing cold lyrics, and I do so. Alright.